Well, people, we've managed to track down the one and only Mr. Izaak Spies. So just to introduce him, Izaak Spies is the chairman of the new South African GT Racing Association.
Correct.
Now, Izaak, we're down here at this what people are calling a BOP weekend, but there's going to be a race or two. So take us through the weekend, and then we'll go into SACTRA, what it's actually all about.
Yeah, well, welcome to all the race fans. I think obviously as South Africans, I think so long waiting for a special series like this to happen. And I think, I can only say these cars are awesome. I mean, there's from Ferraris to Porsches to Lamborghinis to McLarens to Aston Martins. And I think the purpose for the weekend was to come and sort out the BOP, which stands for
Balance of performance.
Balance of performance. And the balance of performance means that we want all the cars to be within 1/100th of a second of each other. And it must be close racing. I mean, that's what we want. So it was awesome to see all these, call it car owners, hand out their keys to a professional driver and say, there, take my baby and go play with it, But, yeah, what a day. And I think it just shows the commitment, and we got it right, and we're working on some of the cars to get their performance a bit better. And it shows us that, even I think the Aston Martin had the best time of the day, and he's an older car. It shows you that they are there. And this thing can work. And I think from the association and from our side, we had also our media people here. They're busy filming some. We look like movie stars at the moment.
Just on that quick, and I don't really mean to interrupt you, but I was talking about it yesterday, and I showed people the media car going around, and everybody said, "Well, when is it going to be on TV?" So when's it going to be on TV?
Yeah, I think obviously as a outfit, we need to have a proper corporate, display of our, videos or teasers or documents. So it's not as much that it will be on TV what we did, but I think the actual launch that we planned by the end of this month, it will be at a 5-star hotel, and then this movie will be launched properly, and then it will be made available to the media. Because it's the right thing to do. It's typical F1 launch where they put the car and do the nice things. So let's hope that works well, and then we're all preparing for our first race at Daisy Raceway in April. And obviously that's where we want to have the first race. And from my side, all these car owners are families. They're family businesses. I said to the corporate guys, you must understand one thing, we're family, we fight, we're passionate, we're all about, passion. And we do it because we love it. And I said sometimes to guys, we put a sticker on because we wanted to look good, not because we're getting paid for it. But we hope that changes. But also I think the platform we want to create as an organization is... There's different divisions here that is going to happen. For instance, we will have driver programs. We're going to have upliftment coming. We want to have drivers that doesn't have the ability, to make it in the sport, or have that opportunity, or try to because of money. And that's why we do this thing so properly, to have the ability to get sponsors on board and to help us, So there's a lot behind the schemes and the scenes going, and let's hope it works.
Now, as far as that is concerned, you guys have actually formed a proper association that's registered, and you are the chairman. And you have a working committee behind you, and I've watched them in action this weekend. So you have guys looking on technical boys, looking after the BOP stuff. You got a marketing side, you got this. Going forward to youngsters wanting to get into this game, and you did mention it again, and if I'm repeating, I do apologize to the fans out there, but what I think is very important, you've created something that allows future youngsters to get into GT racing without having to go overseas and spend thousands and thousands of rands.
Well, absolutely. And I think that's very important part of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if you deal with corporates and big guys, they want to know what they pay for and why they're going to come to the show. And they need a proper legal structure. They need it to be, to be comply with all the necessary things that we need. And I think the country, and I'm saying it with respect, as a country, we lack the Rainbow Nation, in motorsport. And, it's a thing that is dear to us, and we thought very hard about it. And Zolile, who is also our marketing guy, in terms of a series, we've appointed him want him to become the first black promoter in South Africa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, these things is necessary, and we need to give hope, to youngsters out there. Say, man, if that man can make it, I can make it. And that is what we're trying to do here, not just to be a privileged sport to certain people, but we want to include the Rainbow Nation of this country, and obviously give them that opportunity.
Great. Now, we did cover this a little bit yesterday when I spoke to Aldo, but there's a lot of people online that didn't watch that. We've got GT3 cars, mostly GT3 cars here this weekend. They're the top cars in the country because that is the level that you're going to set to. But you also have other GT spec type cars, which I believe you're going to be calling sort of GTO or GT Open, which covers a Trofeo car or a Cup car or something like that. But they're all GT lookalike cars. Am I correct?
Correct. Okay. And that's why it's GT, and we didn't call it GT3, because we want to keep it open. So, GT3 cars, GT4 cars, which is basically a manufactured spec car with a roll cage in.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's going to be awesome. And I think we want to invite the manufacturers to come on board and come play with us.
Yeah.
Then we have also the GTO class, which is the open class, which will cater for your Porsche Cup type cars, your Trofeos, and all the other things that you've mentioned.
So
now, it's important to have the numbers, but to also focus on a specific group of cars.
That's right. Now, when you're saying that, just so that the fans out there understand what we're talking about, your Trofeo car could be a Ferrari 380, like for Harry's car. Sorry, I forget. 458, or a 430. Is that sort of age going to be too old for the series, or will those be welcome?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. And I always say to guys, we're in South Africa.
Yeah.
And we can't play in euros or dollars.
That's right.
We're in rands. And we have to cater for the older cars, because I think the idea is if the Europeans sell their older cars or cars to us,
that's right,
that there's a home here and maybe come at reasonable prices.
That's true.
But that's the beauty, the BOP.
Yeah.
If that balance of performance is sorted, we will bring the faster cars back to the older cars. It doesn't matter, because if we're all exactly the same, then it's about driving skills and setups and all these things. So that's important.
Yeah.
I think we've made it very clear this weekend that we have to bring the old and the new and get them in the middle and make it work.
That's absolutely fantastic.
I'm ecstatic. I think it is a wonderful thing that happened and something that's for the books.
Well, Izaak, I'm going to say thank you very much for explaining that and giving it to the fans out there. You guys can pass comments inside there. Whatever comments you got, if you got questions for Izaak, I'll forward them to him. He will reply to you, or I will reply to you. So don't be scared. If you have a fancy-looking GT type car out there, and it's a Porsche Cup car or a Ferrari 430 or something like that, come and play with us.
Absolutely,
the game's happening.
We're inviting everybody to come, and I think the doors are open. And I think we're going to use the rest of the year.
Yeah. And
we hope to by December, the end of this year, to have a final BOP and everything in place. So it's a working year for us. It's like a new baby, we need to crawl and then stand up and then walk and run. So if we can get that and we achieve that, I think we would be very, very happy. And that's the reason why we started this, I'm also for the drivers, this thing is for the drivers. And the drivers actually owns this series now.
That's true, true.
And to me, that is the first in the history. So that's why Sector, I think, is going to be successful, because the car owners are basically involved.
Yeah.
They're shareholders. and that is totally different. So there's a commitment, and we like that.
Well, for all the other fans out there that have got those different cars, if you want to get into this thing, buy your shares into this game, put your comments in there. I will forward them to Izaak, and he'll personally respond to them for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Izaak, Spies, thank you very much. Let's have a great weekend.
Let's go make it work, and let's go race.
Super. Right, fans, thanks very much. We'll be back a bit later with some track action.